Rolling.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson. I'm the host of this podcast that's mine. Going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the ground.
Friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to History is Dank, dude. I'm your host, Strider Wilson. We got Aaron going beast mode on the sticks, dude. What's going down, Aaron, dude?
What up?
Dude, I'm just freaking posted up over here, dude. And let me tell you something right now, dude. I'm cozy. I'm wearing an Arctic style coat right now, dude. It's chilly. Half the country's freezing. In LA, it's below 60. So we're freezing. If it gets below 64, I'd say, we're upset about it. And I'm cold. And it gave me a little idea. Who thrives in the cold? Who enjoys the cold? You know, we're watching these playoff games in the NFL. These Arctic tundras, these modern day gladiators are going out and doing battle on the gridiron. And it looks cold. And I go, who thrives out there? What animal? I was like, you know what? I don't want to get into some different style animals, you know, living in the deep oceans where it's freaking cold and stuff, but like, what animal can I maybe relate to that can survive in the cold and I can take maybe a lesson from and admire? And you know what I thought of? The polar bear.
Yeah.
Aaron, we're doing another natural sort of, yes, a natural history ep here, nature-based ep. Polar bears evolved from the brown bear 150,000 years ago to the modern polar bear, that frickin' the largest land predator, standing on its hind legs, can get up to 11 feet tall. Average around 10. Some frickin' scientists say, dude, they've seen ones out there posting up on their hind legs getting to 13 feet, dude. Biggest land predator, although I will say, does a lot of its hunting in the water and is a fantastic swimmer. Lives off frickin' seals, dude. A little more on seals to come, dude. Seals. Ugly ass animal. The seal. Walrus, maybe the ugliest of all animals. What do you think? Kind of looks like Teddy Roosevelt.
I think they're adorable in their own way.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're so ugly. Here's the thing, I'm very particular, like with my dogs. Some people like those type of dogs that are like so ugly then they become cute again. Not me. It's a 180 for me. It's not a 360. You're just ugly.
I don't like birds. I don't think there's any good looking bird out there.
Can I tell you? I think there's some birds that have magnificent feathers, but I think they're all evil. So I have to agree with you on this.
Yeah.
They're evil animals, predators. They seem cunning, right? You look at a bird. Look at the crow. We did the episodes on crow. Go revisit that. We've done episodes on killer whales. Badass.
Yeah.
Now I respect the crow. Annoying though. I have great respect and admiration for the polar bear. And Aaron, I want to sort of draw a thesis here where I want to have a kinship with a polar. If you think any animal that you're like, what animal do you think that you're most like, Aaron? Would you say?
Well, the polar bear is the one I feel I'm the most like.
I love that.
It was my nickname. It was a nickname given to me in middle school.
Here we go.
Because I grew up down by the Mexican border, and so I was the big white guy, therefore polar bear.
And you were a land predator. You'd be cruising around, dude, just taking people's lunches. Give me that.
No.
Give me that.
No, I was not doing that. It was
You
not
were bullying people.
It was not for emotional reasons. It was purely for size.
Dude, well, you know what?
Size
I like
and complexion.
it. I think I connect for emotional reasons because the polar bear, no natural enemies. No natural, because it's the largest predator.
Well,
Killer
yeah.
whale. No natural enemies. Everyone probably is like afraid of it, right? You see a polar bear, you're going to go the other way, and they're rovers. They say that they're they probably traverse the most terrain of any animal, land mammal, besides, like, we're not counting ocean here, we're talking land. Obviously, fucking whales migrate great distances, birds fly great distances, but for a land...
all those animals in Africa that travel for water every year.
Yeah, they do a lot, but the polar bear does more.
Wow.
The polar bear, they're solitary animals. So the mother will stay with the cubs till about 3 years. And then after that, deuces, bro. And if other male polar bears see the cubs with the mom, they'll straight up murk them, dude. They'll kill them, eat them, give them.
I mean, if you're hungry.
Yeah, and they are hungry.
Yeah.
They usually go 4 or 5 days without a meal. Only 2% of their hunts are actually successful, so they're very patient. But first, why I really like connect with them, they got no enemies. I like that. I connect with that. I'm like, dude, look, I want the group to feel chill. I feel like if polar bears were in a group, they'd be like, dude, let's just chill. Let's post up and hang out.
I don't know that they have no enemies because they're like respected. I think they have no enemies because no one else lives up there.
That's true too. You take a polar bear and you put it down like where, more like where a grizzly bear lives. They're probably going to have some enemies. They're probably not going to get along with those grizzly bears. They're going to murk them, dude. Like the Kodiak bear, which is what it evolved from. Kodiak is like basically the next biggest bear.
Yeah.
Smaller than a polar bear and would get murked by a polar bear.
I'd like to see it.
I would love to see that fight. Be so vicious. Although, dude, I will tell you and now that I'm getting a little, I'm more sensitive to violence now. Like on TV and film and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that Instagram account that I love, Nature is Metal. Some stuff I can't watch. Like I'll see some stuff on there that will really mess with me. I'm like, dude, I can't look at that. I'm soft, dude. Getting soft. But that's okay. Just don't like violence, dude. As much as I used to. Though I still watch Gladiator. And I will watch Gladiator 2, the sequel, dude. You know they're making number 2, bro?
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't wait. So, also I mentioned, look, what animal thrives where it's cold? The polar bear. Perfectly adapted. And this is where the fun comes in, is these fun little unique genetic adaptations to make this polar bear the perfect predator, the perfect being for its environment. So we think, Aaron, so these, where you grew up, those kids that were calling you the polar bear, technically, they're wrong. You're not a polar bear, you're a human. No, they're wrong. Because, they probably called you that because you're the white dude and the polar bear has the white hair. Yeah. That's incorrect. Their hair is actually clear.
Yeah.
It's only reflecting that, which also serves to keep it warm. So and it allows sunlight to pass through the thick fur that it has, and and then the heat is being absorbed by the bear's black skin. Mm-hmm. So it actually has black, very dark skin that will then get warm in that Arctic sun, also protect it from the very, very powerful Arctic sun up there. You need that dark skin, otherwise polar bear is going to get skin cancer. Then under the skin you have this layer of insulating fat. Then you have these broad feet. And the soles also have built-in, they say in these articles, kind of socks. And they serve multiple functions. There's hair on the bottom of their socks. It has a, some sort of fucking scientific ass name, dude. But that creates grip so they don't slip on the ice that they're always constantly walking on. Also keeps their feet warm when they're pressing on the ice. So freaking badass. Scientists track, that's how they track polar bears, is they just go up to the footprints. They don't go straight up to the polar bear or try to snipe it with like a sedation gun or anything. They can figure out which polar bear is which, track the DNA just by going up to its footprint, because sometimes those hairs will fall off right in the footprint. That's how they usually gather evidence. And they use drones. If I was going to be a scientist, I'd only get into it to use a drone.
Yeah.
Be pretty sick, dude. Being a drone pilot. Be a drone pilot in Beverly Hills for a real estate company, fly sick-ass drones inside these big old mansions. Pretty sick, dude. So people can take so a chic can take a virtual tour before, deciding to set up shop in the hills of Bel Air. Pretty sick. So they have uneven skin on the soles of their feet too, so it prevents slippage. Some like a terrace effect can kind of grip in. Also, they have their big-ass claws, dude. That helps too. Gaining traction, digging. Also, you said it, killing prey. Or you guessed it. Their main prey, they'll eat anything. They'll scavenge. If they see a dead body, they'll eat it. Like I mentioned, they'll eat some other polar bear's cub. I bet you if it's even more trying times, they'll probably even eat their own cub, you know? Oftentimes, and we'll get into the polar bear birth cycle, very unique. Adapted to its harsh winter environment, very unique. Polar bear mom, tough job. They eat pinnipeds. Pinnipedia, dude. Seals. 34 species of aquatic fin-footed mammals. These are your seals, your sea lions, your walruses. They're shaped like, little torpedoes in the water. Awkward on land, graceful in the water. Mean. Seal will bite you, dude. Yeah. I'm out on seals, bro.
They're dogs.
They're annoying.
They're wild dogs.
Yeah.
That can swim.
But they're ugly, dude. You like the way a seal looks?
Sometimes. Those fat harbor seals are cute.
I'm glad when a polar bear gets a seal, dude. I'm happy about it. I love when a great white breaches and tosses a seal 40 feet in the air. I love when those demented serial killers, aka killer whales, toy with seals. They do that.
Yeah.
Sick fucks. So, a few quick fun facts. I mentioned they evolved from the common brown bear 150,000 years ago. It's debated. Some people say 200,000 years ago. Their hair is actually a hollow tube filled with air. So, filled with hair. Very interesting. They need to cool off. Isn't that funny? So they love swimming. Do you know what they call a group of polar bears?
No.
A sleuth.
A sleuth.
But rare is the occasion. You don't really ever see, like in Coca-Cola, false advertising. I'm suing.
Yeah.
You don't see polar bears going down sleds together.
Mm-mm.
Polar bear would be sledding by himself. Unless it's a mother and the cubs.
A mom with the cubs.
Mom with the cubs, yeah. But that's a small window.
Yeah.
So look out, Coca-Cola. I'm coming for you. Gonna make some money off you. Where do they live? Arctic Circle, Canada, U.S., Greenland, upper United States like Alaska, Greenland, Russia, Norway. They can swim more than 60 miles without rest and search for food. Unfortunately, a distance that's growing ever greater due to climate change. Always bums me out with a nature episode, especially like in the Arctic, where you just watch, because they will rest on ice, they'll float on ice, have to make it back to land. Like there's that harrowing picture, like where the one polar bear is just in the middle of the water, just floating on an ice thing. Fucking insane, dude. Mm-hmm. Tough, dude. Bums me out, dude. I don't like that, dude. They don't live in Antarctica.
No.
Penguins live down there, dude. Huddling up, posting up together, dude. But polar bears are badass, dude. I might start my own diet fad. Go on JRE, go on the Rogan Experience, be like, dude, look, I'm going to eat like a polar bear now. It's the largest land predator. I want to be alpha. I want to be elite. I'm going to eat like a polar bear. I'm only eating 4 or 5 days. I'm going to eat 100 pounds at a time, which a polar bear can. One sitting, 100 pounds of just blubber. I eat seal. Hey, Joe, just went to the market here. I've got seal blubber here. Do you mind if I just kind of eat this while we record? This is my 4th day. Just happens to be the day we're recording. So I'm going to eat this now. It's very elite. Then I'm going to pass out for 20 hours. I don't hibernate, but I'm going to sleep for 20 hours after this. I did kill and hunt this seal myself. It was really tough. It was really, really tough to do. I used a gun. Brought it up on my boat. Pretty much basically I'm a polar bear Joe. Got it up there. And so now I'll pound this blubber and then I'll pass out 20 hours, 4 or 5 days. I'll stay away from my family. It's part of my diet is staying away from my family. I'm a solitary. I'm just going to walk. I'm just going to walk around. I'm always cooling off. Joe, it's part of my diet. It's just not talking to my wife, my 2 cubs, just walking around, eating seal. I mean, I'd respect it. If you go all in like that and you're like, look, I'm doing the polar bear fad. I'm doing it. I got to do it. I'm going to swim 60 kilometers. I'm going to stand up, paddle 60 kilometers, get out. It's just who I am. Fasting. So this is a polar bear diet. It's going to take off. Let's see. Polar bear cubs are tiny when they're born. Funny enough, only 1 pound. Let's see. Do you think polar bears are sad? Do you see an animal and you think that's a sad animal?
I don't think so, unless they are, in poor health.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean in its prime, like humans.
No.
There's humans that are healthy in all, relative physical aspects, but are just sad. They say polar bears can appreciate beauty. In order to appreciate beauty, you must be able to recognize what is not beautiful. Therefore, they might be able to touch in on that sadness.
So they're judging us, is what they're saying.
Yeah, they might be.
Oh, wow.
They say polar bears, like, I saw this, did you see that post that was going on Instagram? It was like a brown bear sitting and appreciating a view. Could just be personification, what we do often all the time. It might just be like smelling. It's probably smelling. Honestly, that's what it's probably really doing. They say like a polar bear can smell seals like 30 kilometers away. You'll see it like sitting on that ice pad and people will be like, what's it doing? It's just like thinking or sitting there like taking in the view. And it's just probably sitting there smelling. So that's probably really what it's doing. Taking in the view, but with a different sense.
Mm-hmm.
Its nose, the olfactory. Let's get into how big these fuckers are. Let's get some stats. I love stats. They say they're about the size of 10 men put together. The adult male can weigh up to 770 to 1,300 pounds. It's big. Adult female's a little smaller. Still big, though. 330 to 650 pounds. And then, by the way, that measurement that I mentioned earlier is to the shoulder when standing on all fours. So that's not even their head, although they do have tiny heads. It's kind of funny. So maybe they get up to like 13 feet with their heads, and then you imagine that bear raises its paws above its head for some reason, might be able to reach 15 feet in the air. Fucking
tall, tiny head.
Yeah, tall.
Like David Hasselhoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of looks like a dork. But if you say that to a polar bear, get ready to have your freaking head slapped off by its gigantic paw, which is about the size of like a full. Imagine what you eat Thanksgiving dinner on, that plate. About 2 of those.
Wow.
Big. Polar bear playing ultimate frisbee, let's go. If I was going to put a polar bear in any modern sport, running back. Or quarterback, just watch it sling it, dude. Or you know what? Maybe swimming. Makes the most sense. Shame to waste all that size, though. So, the mom, I mentioned this earlier. After feeding through the winter, in the spring, seal pupping season, if you will, pregnant polar bear, she digs her den in the fall, and she gives birth to her cubs and nurses them during the winter. This is beneath the snowpack, just down there surviving, dude. She'll wait for the snow to cover the entrance of the tunnel, blanking it from view, and then the bear will emerge with her cubs in the spring and head to the sea ice. And they'll say, like, when a polar bear's, I want to get to this, dude. I want to get to that when they fuck, dude. So when they mate, they do this in the spring. Most mammals do. And then once the fertilized ovum, it's a delayed fertilization. There's a gestation. May go up to like, so after you bone, if you're a human, you find out what's gestation. You find out you're pregnant, a month later, maybe something like that, 30 days, something like that. Polar bear, 195, sometimes 265 days, sometimes a whole year later. That fertilization's in there, just posting up, chilling, dude. Polar bear nut, dude, has endurance, bro. And then the mom just absolutely beasting, feeding, chilling. And then she's like, oh, boned that dude that long ago, and now I'm pregnant. Imagine that. She digs her den, gives birth. Cub weighs less than 1 kilogram at birth. Tiny, small little thing. Like a pound and a half. So it's tough to be a polar bear cub, like I said. It's tough to find food. Only 2% of hunts are successful. You got mama bear out there really hunting, getting after it. She's got to leave her little cubs in the den. You got little Arctic foxes going around, dude. You got other polar bears going around that might post up, dude. You know, that the sense of smell, dude. You might be in striking distance of a polar bear. A polar bear could be 100 miles away. Before you know it, next day, boom, done. So the young remains with the mother until they reach sexual maturity. It's about 4 to 8 years of age. I said something different a little earlier, my bad. Breeding occurs about every 2 to 4 years. Let's see. They live for about 25 to 30 years in the wild. They said that there have been captive polar bears, the ones that live in zoos and shit. They've made it to about 35 years. So pretty badass there. Let's see. I already mentioned how they eat so much blubber. They call them, so you think of a polar bear, you go, that's a carnivore, it eats meat. Some scientists say, the real big dork scientists who might need to get, elbow dropped, they say that polar bears are lipivores because their main source of calories comes from marine fat or the blubber. So it's part of my Rogan diet, dude. My lipivore. Joe, this is the lipivore diet. Just seal blubber, that's about it. Also, I use it as soap. Smell like seal. Eat seal. Live like a polar bear. My wife said, why aren't you coming home? I say, I'm going out. It's part of my diet. I'll be out. I'm going on a walk. So pretty badass. Polar bears and culture, always interesting. There was that terrible series that was on HBO where there was like a polar bear that had a helmet on. It was so bad. Like 3 or 4 years ago. Remember what I'm talking about, Aaron?
Like a show?
Yeah, it was like an HBO show, fantasy series based on like some really popular books. I forget.
I mean, I remember the Golden Compass had a polar bear.
Golden Compass did have a polar bear. I think the guy that wrote the Golden Compass wasn't he a satanic dude?
I think he was an atheist.
No, just an atheist? All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I remember I was in church and the priest, like at the end of church, like cracks a joke or two before everyone goes and enjoys your Sunday. And he's like, look, if you're going to go enjoy this beautiful day God has given us, the sun, or you prefer to go indoors, maybe watch a movie, don't go see the Golden Compass. He's a demonic, the author's a demonic man. He says, hilarious, dude. And I remember as a kid hearing that and being like, whoa, devil dude? Golden Compass? I was like, that movie actually kind of looked pretty sick. Kind of reminded me of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe a little bit.
I think that's what they were banking on.
Yeah. But didn't work out. Anyways, in North American indigenous cultures, polar bear carries great symbolic weight. Pun intended. Largest land predator. Majestic spiritual animals, guides or totems. Protective forces, harbingers of wisdom. The Inuit people, for example, revere the polar bear. Remember Nanook of the North? Key figure in folklore and mythology. Vital part of their natural landscape. Symbol of endurance, fortitude, deep spiritual power, bringing good will and luck. I guess that's true. If you come toe-to-toe with a polar bear and you live to talk about it, you're lucky. They will kill you. Just so you know, if you're listening and you haven't been paying close attention, if you see a polar bear, it will kill you. It will fuck you up, man. That polar bear is going to have you for lunch. And it's not going to be satisfied because you don't have that much blubber on you. Not nearly as much blubber as the common seal, sea lion, or walrus that's usually feasting on. You don't cross paths with a polar bear. It'll fuck you up, man. That's like that scene in Jurassic Park, that very first scene where Dr. Grant freaks out the little kid about the raptor. That little kid is being a shit.
Yeah.
And he has the claw, and the little kid's like, yeah, raptors. And he goes up to the
6 foot
kid.
giant turkey.
Yeah, giant turkey. And he goes, what a giant turkey. Binocular vision. can run up to 60 miles per hour. Claws as big as your forearm. And cut you here and here. And he like drags the claw on the kid. I was like, whoa, we're the parents. I'd love to just be, you know, do a teen program, getting kids straight, you know, setting them on the right path. Wayward teens, vaping, smoking, skating, you know, thinking graffiti's the coolest thing out there. And be like, let's get these kids on the right program. Let's get them in school, you know. Make them future, you know, electricians, tradesmen. It's good, work with their hands, something honorable. But the way I would use it to get them in the classroom is just tell them that polar bears are out there and they can travel great distances. And you might just be sleeping one night after back talking to your parents, telling your dad, shut up, telling your mom, whatever. They want you to do your homework and you said, homework is dumb. Well, I'm not going to need to do homework when I'm older. And you go up to your room and in the middle of the night you wake up and you got a 1,300 pound, 13 feet tall, fucking crystal clear beast in your presence, because that Arctic white snow isn't bouncing off it right now. It's just a dark, shadowy figure in your room. And it whacks you with its double dinner plate paws. It fucking takes your head off, man. Do you want that? It's what's gonna happen to you if you keep vaping. It's what's gonna happen to you if you keep being late at carpool on purpose, pranking, saying it's a prank to your mom and telling her to calm down when she's upset because she has to get back to work because she's picking you up. You do that, you prank your mom in carpool one more time, or turn up the radio too loud when she's trying to tell you something. You know what's gonna happen? Next time you're swimming over at your friend's house, polar bear is gonna show up. Can swim 60 kilometers in one, holding his breath just once. It's gonna pop up straight from the deep end of the pool and bite your fucking head off. So you better stop skateboarding and eat your dinner. I think it's an effective program, Aaron.
I do too.
People aren't giving polar bears the respect they deserve. You know, it's always this figure. It's become a modern figure of in global understanding. Polar bears might bring the world together, dude. You know, a lot of people, they get upset. You mentioned climate change or global warming, and it's cold outside, and I mentioned this on the last podcast. I think because I've been researching polar bears. It's on the tip of my mind, but people are like, "Oh, dude, it's cold. What are you talking about? It's not getting warm. Like they should have just marketed it different. It's climate change, and it affects us all. Let's deal with it." Well, what are we gonna do about it, dude? The Earth just goes through these cycles. Shut up, dude. It's happening faster than ever. There's more gases in the air, okay? We can prove it. Yeah, but did you drive your electric car? The battery, dude, the battery. Shut up about the battery. Shut up.
Yeah.
We can do better. Unreal. Also, you know, you see this beautiful, I think the polar bear is a beautiful symbol, much like the Inuits, or maybe, you know, I'm sure some Viking tribes, Eric the Red, posting up in Greenland, probably had some Norse mythology as well. I would say they serve as symbols of how important it is for every element of the food chain, from the very bottom. Because you think about it. What does the seal eat? Eats little fish. What do the little fish eat? They eat even smaller little bits of algae. What is the algae? Well, it's based on carbon and then the gases in the natural environment. So the polar bear is ingesting all of that at the top of the food chain. And all of these little things that might not look beautiful, especially the seals, they're ugly. They're ugly animals. I should tell that to the kid too, the wayward teens. You keep acting like that. You think you're going to get a girlfriend being cool, sagging your pants? Only girl you're going to attract like that's going to be a seal. Okay? Good luck. The polar bear ingests its entire environment, and it's beautiful at the top. So even, you know, we got to get in all those nooks and crannies. We need to be stewards of our Earth. And it's also, you know, polar bears are posting up in the Arctic, dude. Fucking, I'm not thinking about that all the time. It's away, out of sight, out of mind, you know. But maybe Coca-Cola's actually, I've come full circle. Them putting polar bears in their commercials makes me think about them, makes me like them. It's important, dude. Maybe you buy Cokes. Save the world, dude. You know? Get diabetes, die sooner, less of a carbon footprint. There you go. Boom, you've done your part. All I'm saying, it's an ecosystem, baby. Okay? And polar bears are going to be the key figure in unifying our collective psyche to step up and be freaking legends together, dude. Let's see here, though. I want to get a little more polar bears in pop culture. I mean, you know, all of it sounds pretty right. It's a big-ass, powerful animal. A lot of the mythology around it is about how it's, you know, a powerful deity controlling weather and reinforcing respect and reverence for the Arctic creature, you know. I love it. All good-ass themes, dude. Good-ass themes. Also the mother, you know. Good tales of motherhood. Gotta say, I'm trying to think of other birthing processes or mothers, and polar bear seems like a tough one. You bone this dude, you barely know him. He throws you some deuces. The other dudes out there want to murk your kid. The stepdads aren't stepping up. They're the type of stepdads who's, you know, when the kid turns 18, they're going to make you go get a job at the local grocery store, make you pay rent, and then turn around and buy cool handguns with it. That'd be imagine that's your situation. I turned 18, lived in my own house. My mom's boning this dude, Craig. Craig's into, you know, handguns. Dude wants to get a Sig Sauer. I'm over here just trying to play rent, game, chill. I'm not talking back to my mom, being a good kid. I know there's polar bears out there, but fucking Craig, dude, making me pay rent in my own house. He's telling me he's 18, you got to go out and get your own. Well, Craig, how about you help me save some money, dude? Tough situation, man. It's tough. You got that breathing down your neck. It's tough to think about the polar bears, you know? Why don't you invite Craig on a little trip to Alaska? Hey, Craig, I got an idea. Boys trip. Me and you. The Arctic. It's gorgeous. Northern Lights. Super fun. Dude, have you ever done a cold plunge, Craig? Oh, they're great. Yeah, I heard about them on Rogan when this dude was talking about this polar bear diet. Whoa, polar bears, that'd be crazy to see one. Yeah, it would be crazy to see one. Yeah. Hey, hold this bar of soap. It smells like seal. Yeah. All right, Craig, I'll watch you. You go first. No, man. No, I respect you. They say ladies first, but men first out here. Later, Craig. Perfect crime. That or you stab him with an icicle, then it melts. I don't want to be giving kids bad ideas here, but Aaron, those are perfect crimes.
Perfect crimes.
Yeah. Almost. If we could plan a heist, then you go back, you sell Craig's cool guns, go out, buy yourself a sick pad. Before you know it, you're posting up with an ocean view, watching seals barking shit in your backyard. Life's good. Problem solved, Aaron. That's what we do on History is Dank, dude. We solved it. Anything else dank about polar bears that I don't know? Did you, before we end, did you have a comeback to these kids? Was this middle school, I'm imagining, or high school? Or do you kind of own it? I mean, polar bear's kind of a sick ass name.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that.
That's great.
Shout out Hector Turan.
Dude, Hector, you're just out there being a genius. Hector Turan, you know, sounds like, I don't know. That's a cool ass name. Hector's a good name.
Totally.
It's a good name. He doesn't need a nickname, dude. Hector the Collector, dude. He's probably out there he's probably a repo guy. Any case, fired up on polar bears, dude. They're pretty badass. Biggest land predators. You know, go back, check out the other eps of killer whales, crows. Very badass. I would like to hear how a polar bear roars. I don't know if I can find that. Maybe that'd be pretty sick if I can just Google that. Audio polar bear roaring. Can we do that? Can we play that with the rights?
Just like we play the theme.
Okay, here we go. Polar bear sound noises. Yeah, this could be nice. hear this.
You're not gonna hear it.
Oh, this fucking guy.
So comfy.
Dude, that's fucking cute. Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, if I was a male polar bear, I'd want to eat that. Look at that cute fucking thing, dude.
Ma.
Oh, it's from the zoo. See, I want one in the wild.
Come back.
She's telling her cub to come back.
Smell that? Go away.
Fight.
Dude, that was badass. I mean, I could definitely do without that lady.
Yeah.
How many times has that lady gone to the zoo?
She's probably there.
What's weirder, a Disney adult or an adult who just goes to the zoo alone? Here's the weirdest guy in the world. Guy who goes to the zoo alone, watches the people, says they're the most interesting creatures.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But dude, these Disney adults out there hanging out, dude, that's what they like to do. Go do drugs.
Yeah.
You know, it makes more sense. You can't have these adults going around being like, I had a tough day, I just want to ride the teacups. What?
Yeah.
You want to just throw up now? Or couples that bond over that, dude? Going to Disneyland together? I don't know, dude. I feel like it's just a cold, dude. Walt, our creator. Walt is frozen. Walt will come back. He will bring us more joy. Walt. Get away from me, dude. All right, dude. Fired up. Leave those reviews. We're coming hot, dude. History is Dank. We're stepping it up, dude. You got suggestions? Email me, StriderWilsonShows@gmail.com. Questions? Those are still in play. Hypotheticals, shout outs, all that. Fired up on it. Let's make 2024 a year to remember, dude. All right, dude. Have a freaking stoked one. Late. Nice.